got the jar on the lawn and he's using your horn again. Annoyed she will be. Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna let yourself out? Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna let yourself out? There's a girl at the store and she's begging for more. He says, abused you will be. If you touch your hair on my head, then you'd be better off dead. She said, nah, joking, you must be. Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna let yourself out? Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna let yourself out? There were pieces of gold in his mouth when they met, and now there's just pieces of coal. There was a thought in his head, much time as she said, but now there's just a gaping hole. Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna run yourself out? Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna run yourself out? Oh, cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna run yourself out? Cartoon boyfriend, when you gonna run yourself out? What they call him, the Crayola Kid, yeah. Look what he did when his fingers were stuffed, but that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. Crayola Kid. I could play all night.
Jilks and Mal, they started the band, and about 6 months before they started the Wonder Stuff, I'd been in a band playing drums with Mal, because I played drums with Mal for about 5 years. He sacked me out of one band, then we did another 2 bands that I quit, and then I heard that I'd never met Martin Jilks at the time, but I'd heard Malcolm got a new band together and they were looking for a singer. So I phoned Malcolm up and I said, look, I don't want to play drums anymore, I want to try and sing, play guitar and help write the songs. And I think his response was, listen mate, after the last few times you've let me down, I'm never going to work with you again. So I'm standing in a phone box in the bottom of the council flats where I used to live in near Stourbridge going, come on, just let me turn up to one rehearsal. And then they hadn't got a bass player. So we talked Richard March into from Pop Will Eat Itself into helping us out for a couple of rehearsals. And I had the best time just in that first rehearsal, and I borrowed, because I was living with Clint from Pop Will Eat Itself, I borrowed his amp and his guitar. And I remember getting back to the flat on the night and going, why didn't you tell me how much fun it is singing, playing guitar? You know, I've been sitting behind the drum kit all these years. I mean, it just set me on fire. It was just...
So that rehearsal was the first time you picked up a guitar and sang at the same time, and you...
It's, you know, I've done it on the couch, but never through a PA with a band. You know, it was always just something that I'd done on my own, and with no looking back from there on in. And then Richard obviously didn't join. Oh, we had our friend Chris that was also in a band with me and Mal, Chris Fradgley. And he came down to a rehearsal that I'd taken a couple of songs in, and he didn't like the style of the songs that I was writing. I think him and Malk were actually more into more of a classic rock thing at the time.
Right.
And I suppose I was being influenced by what Clint was playing at home, although I loved things like you know, like the early Jesus and Mary Chain stuff and Shop Assistants and BMX Bandits, that's what was. And I didn't particularly go for all that. I was still buying old Dylan records, really like the Waterboys. But in a songwriting, it was early days for me learning to play songs, 3 chords and, you know, get it over in 2 minutes.
Right.
And I think Chris thought it was a bit too garage punk friendly.
Right.
And he left. That's when Richard came and helped us out. And then Bob Jones turned up and stuck around for the next few years.
But your other heroes were very much in the punk scene, like Joe
absolutely,
Strummer,
yeah.
Paul Weller,
Yeah.
Mick Jones, that kind of guy.